Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. Today I am taking a look at the French Tier 8 premium heavy tank, the FCM 50T. Now, I resisted getting this tank for a long time, for a number of reasons. First, it's bloody expensive, and secondly, I didn't think it looked very good. But I made that mistake with the IS-6. I looked at the stats of the IS-6, and I thought, this tank is made of shit. This tank is it's a garbage tank. Oh, I'm not driving this tank. And then I went and bought one. I was like, Jingles, you know nothing. This tank is amazing. It's got incredible armour. The DPM of that 122mm gun is off the charts. It's a really good tank. Is it possible I could be wrong twice? Yeah. Yes, I was. The FCM 50T is just as good in its own way as the IS-6, but it's a completely different kind of tank. It's like the anti-IS-6. Whereas the IS-6 has monster armour but is kind of slow and doesn't have very good penetration or accuracy on the gun. This thing has acceptable armour, is ridiculously fast and manoeuvrable, and has a fantastic 90mm gun. And that's not all. It's got 1500 hit points. Now, those of us who know and love our French tanks always expect the French to get the shitty end of the stick when it comes to health. But that's not the case with the FCM 50T. 1500 hit points is the same health as a fully upgraded IS-3. That's not bad. It's also only 100 health less than the Tiger II. So that's very welcome. The fact that, you know, this thing can actually take a beating. And armour-wise, 120mm at the front of the hull and the turret. And there is some sloping. There's about 30 degrees of slope going on there, maybe 25 degrees. And let's not get too carried away here. Most Tier 8s and any Tier 9 shooting at this tank are going to penetrate 120mm of armour. But when this thing is top tier, and it gets premium matchmaking, it only ever gets into Tier 8 or 9 games. So you're going to be top tier in half of the games that you play. Tier 6 mediums and heavies are going to have a hard time penetrating you from the front. Some of the Tier 7s, certainly the Tier 7 mediums, are going to have a hard time penetrating you from the front. From the sides, 80mm hull and turret. Yeah, nobody's going to have any problems penetrating you from the sides. But if you can keep the front of this tank towards the Tier 6s and a lot of the Tier 7s, you're actually going to bounce a lot of shots. And that's very unexpected in a French tank too. Sides, no. Look at that. It's just a big square box at the sides. There's no sloping, no angling. There's no spaced armour other than that provided by your tracks. There's not a lot of ground clearance there either. So the side of this tank actually extends all the way down to here. So just about everything that gets shot into the side of this thing, whether you aim for the hull or the turret, is going to penetrate. From the rear, it is kind of interesting. The rear armour is crap. 80 for the hull, 60 for the rear of the turret. But look at how sloped, even though it's a sort of reverse slope, look at how sloped the rear armour is on the hull. So if you're in a Tier 6 or 7 medium, or a Tier 6 heavy or tank destroyer or whatever, and you're shooting at the back of this thing, go for the turret, because there's a significant chance you're probably going to bounce from the rear of the hull. Even though it's the bigger target, it's at a 45-degree angle, so just play safe, shoot at the back of the turret. From the sides, anywhere you like, you know, you're going to penetrate. Now, did I mention this thing was fast? It only weighs, with the equipment that I fitted, it only weighs 55 tons. And it's got a 1,000 horsepower engine. It will do 51 kilometers per hour. And the ground resistance on the suspension seems to be pretty damn good, because it has no trouble reaching that 51 kilometers per hour, and it turns at 40 degrees per second. This thing's got fast medium tank performance and a heavy tank hit pool. And, well, we'll come on to the gun in a moment. The gun's quite a pleasant surprise, actually. Turret traverse is pretty good too. 36 degrees, very good 400 meter view range, and 750 meter signal range. Now, the gun is interesting. The gun is allegedly the 90mm DCA-45 that we've seen on just about every French heavy tank, all the way from the ARL-44 at tier 6 up to the AMX 5120 at tier 9. Right, they all pack this gun, except it's not. According to that, this gun is only compatible with the FCM 50T. What the hell's going on here? Well, it just so happens I have an AMX 5120, and the DCA-45 is the stock gun on the AMX 5120. So we'll pull up the stats and compare the two. But bear in mind, this is the tier 9 version of that gun. So it's going to have, you'd expect it to have better rate of fire, better aiming time, better accuracy, while having the same damage and penetration. So there it is. And it does have a better rate of fire, but not much. It's only a quarter a shot per minute more, 8 versus 8.25. But on a tier 9 heavy tank, that gun's got a 3-second aiming time. It's only 2.3 seconds on this thing. And it's the same accuracy. Crap on a cracker. That's a good gun. Let's have a look at something else that this thing compares to quite favourably. Everybody knows how good the long 88mm gun is on the Tiger. Check that out. Significantly better rate of fire, 8 rounds per minute versus 6.98. Better penetration, 212 versus 203. Same damage. The Tiger has slightly better accuracy, 0.34 versus 0.36. And a better aiming time. Wow. That is actually a very, very, very good gun. It's the sort of gun that you'd expect to see on a tier 8 medium. But that's kind of how you play this thing anyway. Because it's got medium speed and maneuverability. Heavy tank hit points. The only real downside is the size of the thing. And it's difficult to judge how big this tank is. Just sitting looking at it in the garage. Let's compare it against something else. Another big tank. Ready? Here's the T-32. It's yeah. That's the only real downside of the FCM 50T. It's an absolutely massive target. But it's a very, very fast-moving, agile, maneuverable target with a gun that has monstrous damage per minute. If you let this thing shoot at you, yeah, you're in trouble. And of course, it only gets tier 8 or 9 matches. It doesn't get regular tier 8 matchmaking. So you're never going to have to face Batchats, Jagdpanzer E100s, machines like that. It's a very, very competitive tank to play, just like the IS-6, just like the Jagdtiger 88. Speaking of which, is this thing value for money? Well, it will set you back 11,900 gold. Let's have a look. Yeah, 11,900 gold. And 11,900 gold will almost buy you 6 months worth of premium account. So it's a substantial investment. But the IS-6 is only 100 gold cheaper. The T-34, 12,000 gold. The Lerva, obviously, always been the most expensive tier 8 premium, 12,500. So it compares favourably in cost versus the other tier 8 premium heavies. But it's the only, well, it's one of the only 2 tier 8 premium heavies, this and the IS-6, that get premium matchmaking. And in common with all of the other tier 8 premiums, this thing makes pots and pots and pots of cash. Now, one of the other things, and I always do try to remember to say this whenever I'm reviewing a premium tank, just in case there's still people out there who don't know it. Whenever you buy a premium tank, it will never come with a 100% crew. And the reason for that is because the first thing you do when you get a premium tank is you dismiss the crew. You don't put them in the barracks, you get rid of them. because you never need to buy a crew for a premium tank. What we see here is my FCM 50T with my AMX 5120 crew in it. If I mouse over this guy, you'll see. There he is. He's trained on the AMX 5120, not the FCM 50T. But this crew member is not trained for the FCM 50T. However, he can use his skills and perks because he's on a premium vehicle of the right type. Basically, what that it means is I can take. This is a French heavy tank, premium French heavy tank. So I can take any French heavy tank crew and put them in this tank without having to pay to train them for it, and they will drive it as if they were trained, because this is a premium. It would be the same with a tank destroyer. I could take my Jagdtiger crew and put them in my Jagdtiger 88. And the reason we do that is because it basically doubles up the training for my AMX 5120. I can drive my AMX 5120 with the crew in it and get the daily double crew XP, and then I can take the crew out of that, put them in the FCM 50T, and do the daily double in that and get double crew XP again. So premium tanks, very, very, very good crew training vehicles. Now then, speaking of the crew, well, as I said, this is my AMX 5120 crew. So the crew skills for this thing are irrelevant because you're going to be using crew from other tanks. But as it is, I happen to have Sixth Sense and Mentor on the commander, repairs, and 70% snapshot for the gunner, repairs, 70% off-road driving, all good stuff. Because it's a French heavy tank, it's fast, it's mobile, so your crew skills are going to be largely the same, which is quite useful because you don't really, it's not like you're going to pick the crew skills specific for this thing because it's a premium and you're not going to buy crew for it. Now, when it comes to equipment fit, I love improved ventilation, 5% to all of the crew skills across the board. So it gets the aiming time down, it boosts the reload, it helps with the driving off-road, all that good stuff. I always put vents on. Any machine that will take it, I generally always put vents on. It will fit a vertical stabilizer for firing on the move. And not just firing on the move, also firing during turret rotation. So good stuff. And of course, large caliber tank gun rammer, because who doesn't fit large caliber tank gun rammers to their heavy tanks? Yeah, I like this machine. I've had some really, really good games in it. Let's have a look at some of them. This is one of the first games I played. It's not the first game I played, but it's an early one of my games in the FCM 50T. I'm platooned up with Quickie Baby, there in his T-34. Now, this is actually a failed platoon. The T-34 does not get special matchmaking. The FCM 50T does. This is a tier 10 game. 3 tier 10s on each side. We've got a whole bunch of tier 10 tank destroyers. They've got 2 tier 10 heavies and a Jagdpanzer E100. By itself, the FCM 50T would never see a tier 10 match. Tier 9 is the highest that it goes. So, well, here's the thing. I don't understand why this tank has special matchmaking. It's more than capable of looking after itself in a tier 10 game, as you're going to see. So, Quickie Baby, well, he didn't have a great game. There's the gun depression, by the way. It's not bad, but it's not great either. But again, this is distinctly un-French. It has tolerable gun depression, it has tolerable armour, it has a lot of health, while still maintaining the amazing French mobility and manoeuvrability that we've all come to expect. E75, 90mm gun for great justice. There you go. Not bad. Now, I am only a tier 8 heavy tank, and I've just been spotted. Oh crap. E75 is pointing his gun at me. I think. Yep, bang, there we go. And my tracks ate it. And I miss him, but what's going on? What are these clowns doing? Seriously? Come on, fellas. Don't expect the tier 8 heavy to go forward and tank these guys for you. Get your ass up here. This was a little frustrating. See Quickie Baby over there putting flanking fire into these fellas, and this is what basically saved our ass up here. These fellas down here putting flanking fire into these guys up here. And I'm basically just trying to remain undetected. And then Quickie Baby gets artillery to death. So, it's up to me to carry. Yeah, not going to happen. I'm getting pretty frustrated here. What are these clowns doing? Come on, you're the tier 10s and tier 9s. Just a crappy little French tier 8. Come on, move up. So I figure, well, I can still use the cover of these bushes as long as I don't get too close to perhaps spot. See, they've all popped off the radar now. And these guys are all... come on. There we go. Oh, now this was a bit of a wasted opportunity. All those guys have their guns pointing the other way. Wasted my chance. I just can't... Donked that shot as well. So that was... I could have killed that E75. As he was reversing down that hill with lowered lasers. Very inviting target. 4502P. Yeah. Tier 9 tanks. Most tier 8 tanks are going to get 3-year armour on this thing, but a target like that is just asking to be shot. Stuff. Got one into the M103. Back up while I reload. It's always been my experience. There's an IS-3 down there, and there's a whole bunch of us coming down to get it. He's going to shoot the tier 8 if he gets off the chance. Best chance of him doing some damage with his last shot, but I got away with it. Now it's time to put the speed of this thing to use. And I am zigzagging because there are still 3 artillery left in the game. And all we know is that the T110E5 was last seen over in that direction. It could be an AT-15. Oh, there's the Ag Panther. It could be anybody in the bushes down here. So I'm trying not to make myself an artillery target. Look at this thing shift. Speaking of artillery, run, little scumbag. Scuttle away like a little cockroach you are. I'm gonna get you. If the T-54 doesn't. Good T-54 finish him off, surely. Yeah, right. I've been spotted again. Still 2 artillery, and I'm an easy kill. It's not inconceivable for them to one-shot kill me. A pair of tier 7 GW Tigers. But we know where the T110E5 and the 2 remaining tank destroyers are. So there's an IS-7 lurking around somewhere, and the 2 remaining artillery. So again, I'm trying not to make myself an easy artillery target. Oh, there's one. You're not going to believe this. What's this? Bounced. What? Get out of here. And my second shot lands just too slow. One artillery left. Come on. I know he's going to be up here somewhere. There's their IS-7. Oh, there he is. GW Tiger. Another one. Right, that one didn't bounce. Come on, come on. 12 health. Can I get a 90 kill? Can I get a 90 kill? Hell yeah. Now, they're going to cap if we're not careful. So, as one of the fastest tanks on the team, let's go and reset. But it looks like most of the team are going back to do it. So despite the fact that I essentially got myself into a failed platoon by platooning up with a T-34 who can get tier 10 matchmaking and got me tier 10 matchmaking, the tank hasn't done that badly. What's this? 535 meters. Bounce. 5 health. Yak Panzer E100. I'm hitting him with every shot. Bounce. Don't forget that range indicator. The penetration indicator does not take into account range. 232 millimeters of penetration at 500 meter range is not 232 millimeters. So I think, screw this, I'll switch to high explosive. It's only 5 health. Remember, high explosive will never bounce. Yeah, right. Come on, I'm being trolled, I swear. Yes, got him. So, 1400 damage is actually not very good. But the thing was, because of the relatively low alpha damage and high rate of fire of this gun, you really want to be putting yourself in situations where you're constantly shooting. And to do that, well, that's never going to happen in a tier 10 game. And it's going to be difficult in a tier 9 game, but not undoable. Get yourself into a tier 8 match, on the other hand, and this tank absolutely kicks arse. This is a game from one of Circumflex's live streams. He unfortunately died quite early on. I've skipped 5 minutes into this particular battle because it was boring as shit. We were pinned down behind these rocks by multiple tier 7 heavies and an ISU 152, and it's only now, with just over 9 minutes of the game left to go, that we finally get the opening that we need. Still don't know exactly where the enemy ISU 152 is. We know there's a Tiger up there with him. There's a Pershing over there who's been popping in. He's been ineffective. He's been popping in and out of those rocks for most of the game. I've done about 1,000 damage so far, but not an ideal. Oh, there's the ISU 152. Tiger P's found him. Can I help the Tiger P out? Oh, I think I might. Come on, Tiger P. Put one into him. Put one into him. There we go. Now finish him off. Good stuff. Right. Time to push. Tiger P seems to be going for the Pershing. Shot just whizzed over me there. It's the other Tiger. That was interesting. Sixth Sense didn't go off, although I was probably still spotted from shooting at the ISU. So 1,400 damage. Haven't really been able to put this gun to work though. Spent most of the game on one side of a rock from a T-29, so the enemy team knew where I was the entire game. And it just kept me pinned down and unable to put this gun to work. Thinking about going for the Pershing, but then remembering where that Tiger was, he's probably going to be looking at the IS and the Tiger P. So, yep, there he is. Oh, and he's facing the other way. We've just nailed their IS-3. Let's ram him. We're a 50-ton tank after all. I took 3 damage, I did 242 damage. Not bad, but another shot at me. I don't even know what this guy's doing. I'll take advantage of that, no problem. Right, 848 health left. 2,400 damage done. Come on, help me out with this Pershing. Oh, and the shot goes low. But he misses me as well. What's their T-34 doing? Oh, he's down at the bottom of the map facing off against our lurver. Put a shot in. And it's surprisingly effective at ramming this thing. I'm actually wondering if going for controlled impact might not be a bad idea. Wish this bloody IS would get off his ass and help me out. But then again, he is very, very low on health, so... Okay, I'll take the hit. But I don't really want to be trading shots with the Pershing. He's got a good gun too. And he's going for the IS. He went for the kill. Right. screw it. I can't afford to wait for him to reload. I missed. Finished him off with the RAM. I don't know how I missed at that range. Okay, now. 3,800 damage done. What's their T-34 doing? Now, he was last spotted down at K7, killing our Lurva. I'm on 86 health. T-34's got a really, really good gun, and I have no idea what sort of health the T-34's on. Now, I've got one chance here. If the T-34, bearing in mind where he was, he could be on his way to cap, or he could be coming back to finish me off. If he's on his way to cap, I've won this. Because it's going to take more than a minute and a half for him to get from the other end of the map back up here. On the other hand, if he saw what was happening to the Pershing and immediately turned around and started coming back up the side valley, I'm in a whole bunch of trouble. And this was a very nervous minute for me. I've done all right. I couldn't really get into this game until a third of the way through, which was a bit frustrating. "50 seconds to go." And then, you know, it occurs to me, hang on, I've got better view range than the T-34. So if I can at least put one shot into it before he sees me, that would certainly help. Because he's got to be coming back. There's no way he's going to try to cap himself now. Ah, there he is. 264 health. Oh, I'll need a high damage roll. God damn it. Ah, well, well played, T-34. Well played. So, disappointing result, but almost 4,000 damage done when I finally got to put this gun to use. But yeah, we can do better than that. Right then, here we go, Tier 8 game. And it's not the best matchmaking for the FCM, because half the team are Tier 8s, but it's still pretty good and certainly nothing to complain about. So, we're on Himmelsdorf. I'm in a very, very fast heavy tank. The enemy team don't have anything that's even approaches the kind of speed that I can pull off in this thing, other than the T50. So, I'm going to go for the hill. Who's with me? 3601H. Is that it? Me and a 3601H. Okay. We better be awesome then. Now, I would expect to see a T-3485 up here, maybe the T-69. T-69 would be bad. Perhaps the T-25/2. If I'm lucky, I'll see the M6 and maybe the KV-1. Depends how dumb they are. This isn't a bad place to go for the M6, because he's got pretty good gun depression and his frontal armour is, well, it's not great. It's great for in a tier 6 match. Oh, an IS-3. Okay, that was... I could have done without that. Okay, Mr. ELC. What are you doing? Really? You were going to go sit on the corner against an IS-3? Okay. Oh, and he's hit my ammo rack. Well, I've got the rate of fire advantage, but for every 2 shots I put into him... Come on, where's that 3601? Help me out here, dude. Oh, that was lucky. My tracks ate it. Okay, the 5th... Oh, you little beauty. ELC's gone around behind him. Need to kill this fella. Probably going to take a shot from... Holy crap. There's the T-34, the KV, and the M6 I wanted. Now there, took a bounce. I took another bounce. And I'm going to get a reload and kill this IS-3. And another bounce. The M6... I can't really tell what gun... He only has the 76mm gun. And this is what I'm talking about. This armour. French tanks, bouncing shots. Inconceivable. But against tier 6 opponents... Hang on a minute. What the hell is a KV1 doing in this match? Well, he's not doing a lot now because he's dead. 228 damage. That M6 might actually have the 90mm, in which case I was bouncing shots from the front of this machine against the M6's 90mm gun. Super Pershing and a T-34-85. My tracks are gone, my driver's dead. I can't go anywhere. I want to kill the T-34-85. Got a bit of backup here now. Oh, that M6 is not dead yet. Okay, we'll soon have to fix that. Let's get around there. He's just fired. I'm going to regret that hasty decision. He did have the 90mm gun. He must have put 4 shots into me and only one of them penetrated. So that armour is actually not bad in this kind of game. Now let's finish off that Super Persian. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about here. You need to be using this tank in a position where you just never stop shooting. Put the DPM to use. Already done 3,000 damage. We've paid a price for it though, you know, we're down to 31% health. But we've totally got this. Looks like the KV-1 was in a failed platoon. KV-1 should not be facing tier 8 heavies. I don't know what that poor guy was expected to do. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. I zoomed past because I didn't want to know which way these guys were facing. I would have been expecting them to be turning around if they'd been watching the map and realised they'd lost the hill, but they're not. Alrighty then. Yeah, it's kill number 5. Probably not going to get down there to finish off that T-34. Worth a try though. Oh, wow. No, highly unlikely. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, wow. They're all dead. 5 kills, 3,000 damage. Not bad at all. So, it looks like the trick with this tank is trying to get yourself into positions where you can exploit the DPM of this 90mm gun. This is Disfunk87 in his FCM 50T in another tier 8 game on Calamity. First thing he's going to do is use this really good speed and mobility and get himself into a position where he can start clubbing the seals. He's got plenty of backup coming around. Oh, Hellcat. Take a shot on the move. Yeah, missed. But he's gotten around without taking any punishment. Now, the gun depression on this thing is alright, but it's not great. So he could get himself into trouble here. Just depends how keen that Hellcat is to minutes maker. Ooh! Track damage. No problem. Turns his tank towards them. T20. Bounces. Good stuff. Oh, Hummel goes for the easy kill. Well, to be fair, he was probably the only one of the 3 that he could hit. The other 2 were tucked in quite close. Track damage. Again, that Hellcat must be cursing. He needs to hit this T20 twice. There's once. Thinking, Hellcat? No, finish the T20. Oh, low damage roll. He's going to take more damage here. Yeah, T20 gets another one into it. And then he misses. He shoots over the T20's back. The T20 gets another one into him. Doesn't miss the 3rd time. Oh, the Hellcat's come round for more. Puts one into him. Takes his tracks. This Hellcat has to be cursing his luck. Unbelievable. Every shot he's fired. Tracks are back up. Probably going to take 2 shots to kill the Hellcat. Oh, not anymore. Somebody just put one into him. Bang. There's his second kill. He's already done 1400 damage. T-34 around the corner, but there's plenty, and a Ferdinand, but there's plenty of friendly tanks over here, just to the south around the other corner, that can deal with those guys, prevent them from coming up. We need to put this gun to work. Oh look. Oh, his first shot goes low, but it actually takes his tracks off. That's actually not a bad thing. He's stuck like a beetle on his back. Oh, look at this. This is almost... You almost feel sorry for him. Well, if you can't take a joke, you shouldn't have been on the red team. Oh, look at that. Come on, get the kill, get the kill. Get the kill. Booyah! Oh look, another one. It's like they're all just queuing up to get shot. Well, what the Tiger thinks he's doing, driving right down the middle of the map, but... Come on, let's get another one into him. Yep. Oh, no, maybe not. Somebody else. Oh, we've been spotted. Question is, does anybody else paying attention? Does anybody else have the view range? This is such a good machine in this sort of situation. The accuracy's good. The penetration is very good. 232mm of penetration. And 8 rounds per minute with this 90mm. It's effectively it's a heavy tank with what's arguably a medium tank gun, but a tier 8 medium tank gun. It's kind of like the Pershing's gun. Oh, hello, Mr. Type 59. Above average damage roll, but he had, well, he's only going to take one more shot. It's his 4th kill. Almost 3,000 damage done so far. Okay, nearly 3,200 damage done. That Cromwell's in a bad position. KV-13 and a 360-1H. And is that the first shot he's fired that's missed? No. Oh, juicy target at the side of a Super Pershing. Always take this shot when you can. He's gone. Switch attention back to the Cromwell. 4 health. Yeah, we'll take that kill. 3,486 damage. This is what this machine is like. If the enemy team just allow you to keep shooting at them, this tank kicks so much arse. How far away is that Super Pershing? Come on then, drive me closer. I want to hit him with my sword. So the Super Pershing seems to be using cover. He knows he's getting shot from the flank there, so he's moved up. Oh, hello, Churchill gun carrier. Doesn't look like he's got the 32 pounder. Oh, 275 damage? No, that's not the 32 pounder. Let's make this one count. Bang. There's Top Gun. Okay. Super Pershing. Nope, don't have a shot at him. So ignore him. Especially since he's shooting back at us. There's a T-34 around this corner. That T-34 actually did a damn good job. He's basically killed everybody other than this KV-5. He's only on 150 health that came around the other side. Unfortunately, his game is over. Kill number 7. That was a real shame for that T-34 driver. Sitting there on 5 kills. Everybody that came up the southern flank with disfunk here, that T-34 basically killed them. But you can't win them all. T-29 nails the Super Pershing. There's only artillery left. 4,003 damage done. This is a very, very dangerous tank if you ignore it and let it do its thing. And there's no lakes or oceans here for artillery to go and suicide in. And the T-29 nails him. So, 4,003 damage. Not bad at all. So, the FCM 50T. It's been more fun than I was expecting it to be. I actually drive this thing for shits and giggles, and I was expecting it to be one of those machines that I just basically buy to review for YouTube and then never look at again, and that's totally not the case. I've actually found this thing. I mean, it is a heavy tank. It has heavy tank frontal armor. It has heavy tank health, but it plays more like the Pershing, the M26 Pershing, American Tier 8 medium tank. And I think that's probably why I like this thing so much, because I love the Pershing. And it plays it very, very similarly. It's like a big Pershing that has not as good gun depression. But, you know, I can take that kind of handicap. It's been a joy to drive. Whether or not you're going to enjoy it, well, I can't say. All I can do is present the strengths and weaknesses of the thing, show you what it's like to play, and you can make your own mind up. And, you know, there are certain people that are just not going to get this tank. You know, people who, maybe the IS-6 is more your cup of tea. Maybe you just prefer stuff with a lot of armour that's slow and methodical, gets stuck in, gets in close, and just batters the enemy into submission. That's really not what this thing does. If that's your kind of thing, then maybe the IS-6 or the T-34 are more your style. But if you're a fast medium tank driver, this is the heavy tank for you. It's kind of weird to say it that way, but it really, really does play just like the Pershing, the M26. And that's not a bad thing. So, and of course, if you're going down the French heavy tank line, getting one of these is a no-brainer. Just for the double crew experience and training all your tank crews in it, it's a worthy investment, in my opinion. So there you go, the FCM 50T, French premium Tier 8 heavy tank. A lot better than I was expecting it to be. A very, very fun tank to drive. If you're into fast mobile tank gameplay, you could do a lot worse than get yourself one of these. I consider it to be worth every penny it cost to buy it. I've been having a lot of fun in it, and I certainly hope you guys will too. As always, folks, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.